Hey, Wemberg World Entertainment, and the last episode of Starfleet Academy just did one of the dumbest, stupidest things possible. They decided, well, we're going to spring the villain's plan, and the villain's plan is to enclose Federation space. So we're going to put a minefield around all of Federation space, and in doing so, no one can come into Federation space, no one can leave. Because if this minefield goes off, it's going to render that quadrant completely useless to warp speed for possibly millions of years. So it's basically a burn 2.0. There's massive issues with what they've done. The realization that, number one, it took them months to discover what the character of Noose Baraka actually took from the space station, and yet when you find out what he took and how much of it he had to have taken, it's like, how did it take you months to discover this? Plus, how could you possibly have had that much of this stuff on a space station? So what he took was a thing called Omega 47. Now, the 47 is actually an in-joke that a writer put in throughout his scripts in TNG, and it caught on and went on and on and on, where the number 47 kept cropping up. Omega is a device thing that was introduced in one episode, quite a forgettable episode, of Voyager. So now in the space of 2 weeks, they've done two things which referenced Voyager. However, Noose Baraka puts this field around Federation space, and we see it. We see it in the episode, this gigantic red field around Federation space. Do you realize how expansive Federation space is? It's not the case of, well, it's from here to the moon. No. Here's the thing. The United Federation of Planets encompasses a vast region of the Milky Way, generally cited as being approximately 8,000 light years in diameter. During the late 24th century, it spanned parts of both the Alpha and Beta quadrant, and he encompassed that in one episode, in a few hours. This is the thing. Noose Baraka detonates a test mine earlier in the episode, and everything else throughout that episode takes place within 5 hours. And yet, he managed to encompass 8,000 light years in 5 hours. Deep Space Nine, during the Dominion War, had to put up a defensive blockade at the wormhole to stop Dominion fleets from coming through. And their plan was self-replicating cloaked mines. Now, these mines that they came up with were tiny, but because they replicated, they were easily there. You could plant them, they'd go off, but they replicate, so they would constantly replenish each one that was lost. But they were so sensitive that you couldn't actually activate them until you planted all of them, because if they were so close to each other, they would go off. It took the Defiant, who planted them, hours upon hours and hours to actually put that minefield up. And while they were doing it, fleets of Dominion warships kept coming through, and yet they were, repelled by DS9 having cover fire and another ship, what was it called? I actually have it here somewhere. It was the IK something, the IKS Rotorana or something like that. So they allowed the Defiant to complete the task. So these mines were self-replicating, they were cloaked, but it took the Defiant hours upon hours. And O'Brien kept saying, like, we need more time to plant these mines. And they were like, well, you don't have that much time because the Dominion fleet is coming through. So it took the Defiant hours to put mines up in front of a wormhole. And that's all they were doing. It wasn't like they were spreading them around the galaxy or completely around DS9 or anything like that, or around Bajor. No. It was simply in front of the mouth of the wormhole. And it took hours. And yet we're now being told that Noose Baraka was managed to plant these Omega-47 mines around 8,000 light years, encompassing the entirety of Federation space in a matter of 5 hours. Are you kidding me? Do you realize how stupid that is? And you can see the map. You can see the map of Federation space. You see all the blue on that map? All of that blue is Federation space. All of that. That is Federation space. And you're telling me that in 5 hours, he encompassed that entire region that spans 2 quadrants in 5 hours. Are you kidding me? And no one noticed? Nobody went, hey, he took these and he detonated one. And now there's another one we've detected over here. Oh, he might be doing a round circle wall. It is so incomprehensible at how stupid this idea is. And that nobody looked at his script and went, well, hang on, how big is Federation space? Like, how do you not sit there and break this? There's maps. There's been maps of the Star Trek universe for decades. The map you're currently looking at, I had this map all the way back in 1995. When Star Trek Generations came out, I got sent a Star Trek book. Like, it was this encyclopedia type thing. Not a full encyclopedia. It was a specific breakdown. I might actually still have the book somewhere. I got sent it from my grandmother in Canada. Okay, that was in 95, and this exact map was in it. I had this up on my wall. The map was actually huge. It wasn't small, it was huge. You could point out every single, like, all that writing on it, you could read perfectly. So you could find out exactly where Earth is, where Bajor is, and stuff like that. And on the other side of it, they had a little square. You could get another poster and had a little square that showed you Borg space and stuff like that, where the Delta Quadrant was and stuff like that. So you can see just how big Federation space is. And it's not just on the one side. You can see over on the far right that it's also unknown space, but it also had parts of Federation territory in it. And we're being told that Nusparaka in 5 hours was able to encompass that entire region with mines. And not a single living soul spotted it? And how, in the name of all that's holy, did one space station hold enough of this stuff to encompass that vast of a spatial quadrant? It is so fundamentally stupid. And again, when you go back to DS9 and you saw how long it took the Defiant to put a small minefield in front of a wormhole that we're being told Nusparaka was able to encompass the entirety of Federation space in 5 hours? Yeah, no. Where is the science? This is truly where you see it's space magic, because that's all this has become now. Space magic. There's no possible way they could have done it. It's idiotic. It's stupid. It's terrible writing, and the fact that not a living soul turned around and said, well, hang on, how big is this region? How possible would it actually be to do? And what kind of resources would it take to actually pull this off? And no one even questioned it. It's ridiculous. But that's the rant over. I could go deeper into it, but I just wanted to point out the size of the area, what it would take to actually do it, and how stupidly they actually did this. Let me know what you think about all of it. And did you ever actually have that map as well? Let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.